Hi everyone, welcome back. We are going into lecture 9, which is intention setting. So before we dive into intention setting, I also just wanted to remind everybody about the following lecture is inspired by my upcoming book, Elevate Self-Esteem, Cultivate Joy, Resilience, and Fulfillment Through Acts of Affirmation. So the copyright is reserved. So intention setting. Today we will talk about what intention setting is and is not, and how we can use it to elevate our self-esteem and overall well-being. So this can be something for us to elevate our self-esteem, as well as setting ourselves up for success for the future and just our overall well-being as well. Why do we think intention setting matters? So, like we mentioned before, meditation, it's like your inner compass that helps you to tune in, slow down, and find awareness. But once you're aware of your behavior, of your actions, or of your thought process, about your current well-being and self-esteem, you'll need a direction to move towards. Where would you like to go? And that's where intention setting comes in. Unlike goal setting, like we would like to lose 20 pounds by May, intentions focus on who you are becoming and the choices that you make every day in order to get to your goal. Again, it's the choices that you make every day, the intentional choices that you make every day to get to where you want to go. So for example, instead of focusing on only the goal, which is losing 20 pounds by May, you might set intentions like walking after meals. Every day after dinner, I will walk 30 minutes. Or I would eat one more serving of vegetables um, each meal. So intentions go deeper than task. They influence your internal state because you're doing something purposeful. You're not just doing it just to do it, but you're doing it for a purpose. So the intentions influence your internal state, not just your external behaviors, not just the walking, but you know that by walking after dinner, it support your metabolism, and that in order to support you through your weight loss journey. And that is where transformation happens. Mindset really matters. And here are some of the quotes for you to understand why before we dive into the intentions. Like I have mentioned so many different times in this whole course, I was deeply influenced by Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, Becoming Supernatural. And there are also other books, materials out there that I've heard or hear somebody talk about the mindset and about the mind, body, and thought, body, and behavior connection. So one thing that Dr. Joe Dispenza said, which is, I'm just going to quote him right here. If you focus on the known, you get the known. If you focus on the unknown, you can create possibility. If you view your life from the same level of mind every day, you are collapsing infinite possibility into the same patterns. Essentially, you're viewing from the same level of mind every day, such as I'm not good enough. So you are bringing the not good enough possibilities into your life. It's just like law of attractions. So how do we weave intention setting and self-esteem together? Why does setting our intentions support our self-esteem? We all know that our childhood experiences really shape who we become. But what we often, a lot of time we overlook is that how deeply those experiences are wired actually into our subconscious mind. It's not just because these experiences shape us, but also the way they shape us, they drill into our subconscious mind. So that was why we do things the same way, same pattern over and over again. It's like a subconscious programming. So the key correlations between self-esteem and intention is that our perception of ourself, which is self-esteem, is deeply rooted in subconscious programming from our past. And talking about being confident is not enough if deep inside you feel unworthy, inferior. Your outer actions will always clash with your inner truth. So, this internal conflict, which is how we present ourselves versus how we truly feel, leads to it's so exhausting, right? Like you're always pretending to be someone you're not. However, you don't even know you're pretending. And that's how crucial the subconscious mind is, because you don't even know until you start being aware that you are presenting a completely different behavior uh, from who you truly feel or who you truly are. So that leads to emotional, so exhausting and burnout. So sometimes I ask myself this, and I would like to ask you this as well. Are you tired of the push and the pull between who you pretend to be and how you really actually feel? Do you feel that gap? And the bigger that gap is where it's when we have very unhealthy thoughts, behavior that leads to unhealthy self-esteem. So the role of intention setting in elevating our self-esteem, what is that? Intention setting helps you change the inner dialogue, the way that you talk to yourself, from doubt to criticism. From doubt and criticism to affirmation and belief. So that inner dialogue was so important in our life. A lot of time, I right now I can catch myself the way that I talk to myself. So, whoa, Yushan, you completely just talk yourself down, or you're just worrying for no reason, and you're just thinking about 10,000 different scenarios, which that essentially the current situation you don't have any control of. Now I can catch that dialogue. But before, I let the dialogue run and run and run, and that run my life. So intention setting can help us change our dialogue to ourselves, and from the doubt, from the criticism, into more affirmation and more courage and more in the present moment. It's about becoming your truest self, and not by faking the confidence, and but not by you know it's about becoming your truest self, not by faking your confidence, but by aligning your inner world with your outer actions. We want the way that we can have a fulfilled and a stable and just peaceful of our state of being is that when our outer actions align with our inner worlds. When they don't align, that's when the gap happens, and the gap will become bigger and bigger as we grow older and older. And that is when we all have midlife crisis and things like that happen to us. And so in what we can prevent that from happening, we can also prevent from just the materialism from the midlife crisis too, by intention setting. So when your intentions come from your heart, they radiate outwards. And like the law of attraction, what you give out to the universe, you begin to receive in return. And that's where the role of intention setting come from in self-esteem, in elevating our self-esteem. Because we radiate out from our heart that we're enough, that we're worthy of what's coming for us, your goal, your intention, your dream, and we radiate that outwards just like we're already living as that self of worthiness, courageous, inspiring, invincible. We're already living that, and that is when we will attract and receive that in return. That's where how intention setting can really support our self-esteem and elevating ourselves. So we can dive a little bit deeper into our inner conflict and what that looks like. The inner conflict of unhealthy self-esteem, what that looks like in day-to-day life. If you struggle with low self-worth or self-esteem, setting and sustaining intention can feel really impossible because you might consciously set a goal, but your body, you might consciously say, oh my gosh, I really need to lose 20 pounds. But your body hold on to the old beliefs that contradict it, that the way it feels in your gut. You're like, well, Yushan, it's in your DNA. You won't change. You're not lovable. You're not fit. So why should you try? Our belief from our self-esteem doesn't support our goal. And that's when the inner conflicts happen. So this creates a very painful mind-body conflict where your intention and your belief system are fighting with each other. And that's also why embodiment, how you embody the way of being as your future self really matters. You can't just think your way out of it. You have to feel differently as well. So here's a personal story I always love sharing. I was setting an intention for unconditional love because a big part of lower self-esteem is a lot of us growing up without emotional support or unconditional love. So I was setting an intention for welcoming unintentional love, but realized, right, ding ding ding, I have never truly felt it before. How am I supposed to do that? But in the spirit of giving what I learned, that it's very mind blowing a try, I say, I'm gonna give it a try and they can prove me wrong if that's the case. So one day in meditation, I focused in my heart and I said, I'm enough and I truly feel enough. I'm loved and I just truly feel loved the way that I want to shower love to this little girl in my heart. And let go of all kinds of resentment. And I just brought out what it would really feel like to adore and love myself to the truest form. I have goosebumps just thinking about it. And my energy just shifted. It was the first time I gave love to myself. And that was when I became a believer in intention setting with elevated emotions, the emotion that you want to embrace with the intention. This deep internal experience showed me that we are the game changer. We are the game changers in our own lives. The foundation of intention setting is not just saying the words. We are affirming with our best self and through intentional, emotional experience. We're affirming with our best self and through intentional, emotional experience. Through my online meetup group that hosted more than 100 members at one time about acts of affirmation and about intention setting, I discover just through talking with a lot of people and being able to understand where they're coming from. Intentional living brings you closer to the life that you want. So the life that we want is the life that has a healthy self-esteem, where we know that we're resilient, that we are able to sustain a meaningful relationship, engage, personal well-being, and you're enough right now. This is what I want to share with you. No matter where your self-esteem right now, where is at right now, you are enough. Just know that because you're here and your healings bring hope to others. What I do, how I heal, can bring hope to you. And I'm hoping that what I can help you heal can bring hope to others as well. And this is how intention setting also becomes the collective act of changing the world, a community. It's no longer personal. It changes the dynamic for the world around you. The people love you. And if we could do that, why not? Let's bring more love and not separation into this world. So now you know the healing power of intention setting. I want to know if you're ready to put in some aligning work. Next, I will share how to create an intention worksheet yourself. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you soon. See ya.